Hi, I'm Chris Poulos. In May of 2008, at the end of her first trimester, my wife called me at work and shared her doctors had told her there was a 50% chance our unborn child had Down syndrome. We decided to opt for a test that would let us know for sure, and were relieved when the results came back negative. The doctors then said it was likely the baby would be born deformed. We waited as the fetus developed, and they soon eliminated that prognosis. Then we were told it was likely the baby had a heart defect. Again, we waited, and the heart was fine. Finally, just before the 4th of July, the doctors told us they had discovered fluid in the baby's lungs, and if the fluid remained, the lungs wouldn't develop. They said they could attempt to drain the fluid, but there was no guarantee that this treatment would work. Despite the risks, we opted for the procedure and waited. At our follow-up appointment, the doctors reported that the fluid was back. We were then told that there were no more tests and that our options were to terminate the pregnancy or wait for a miscarriage. Doctors calculated that we would lose the baby over the next 2 days. As people of Christian faith, we opted to let nature take its course. The 2 days turned into 2 of the longest, most painful months of our lives. While the dying baby developed, we attended weekly doctor's appointments with no new prognosis. My wife had to endure comments and questions at the grocery store, at church, and at the mall. How nice it will be for your daughter to have a sibling. Are you having a boy or a girl? What names have you picked out? You look great. All along we knew that the baby was going to die. Our Catholic priest told us that the strength of our marriage was most important. He told us that if we chose to have an abortion in an effort to ensure our circumstances would not destroy our relationship, he would offer us confession. But we persisted. Preeclampsia set in before a lengthy labor, and the baby was born at 32 weeks. We held her for 10 minutes as she suffocated and died. Despite the pain and the emotional toll during those many weeks of uncertainty and despair, my wife and I endured because we had our faith and the unconditional support of our families. Not everyone has that. We made a very difficult choice that we felt was best for us. It wasn't an easy choice, and no one, not our doctors, families, priests, or anyone else, told us what to do. It was the most difficult decision of our lives, but we had a choice. We are dismayed at the recent Supreme Court ruling overturning Roe v. Wade. Their rhetoric is divisive and does not acknowledge the complicated, difficult circumstances that surround a woman's choice. Opponents have reduced choice to a whimsical or convenient decision, and they focus on the graphic details of late-term abortions, which, for the record, I don't support. I stand behind a woman's right to choose. You can judge me on this position. You can judge me on how my wife and I handled our situation. You can judge me on my morals and my values, but from experience, I can say with confidence, without hesitation, that no one but the pregnant woman, not a legislator, not a judge, not a news network, and certainly not a critic on social media, should be making any choice for anyone. I'm Chris Poulos, and I approve this message.